Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to crop your video and change the dimensions. You can also trim with this process. So I'm going to click New Project, then I'm going to call this project Cup Lid, and then I am going to be looking for the file here, and for me it is in Downloads. So this is my original source file that I filmed on my phone. I'm going to check it, and then I'm going to click Create down at the bottom right here. Alright, at this time I have my video in Premiere Pro, but I want to change the dimensions. What I want to do is I want to make it a little more squat. It's a little bit too tall. So what I'm going to click on is I'm going to make sure I have my sequence selected here. Whoops, I'm going to go back to my previous view. Let's go to Reset to save layout. There we go. So I'm going to click on Sequence 1, then I'm going to go to Sequence Settings. Now the main thing that I want to adjust here for my video is the dimensions. So rather than having 1920 tall, I am going to make it shorter. I want to make it, let's say 1250. Not quite square, but closer to square. So I'm going to keep my width at 1080. I don't want to make it any more narrow than it already is. And then I'm going to click on OK. All right, it's going to give me a little warning here. That's OK. I'm going to click OK. And now I've got my video. Now I could leave it like this. I think this is better. I don't want so much empty space in the top and bottom. That's not featuring my main subject, but I do want to adjust this even further. I'm just going to click on my video here on my timeline, and then I'm going to double click, and now it's going to give me the option to reposition or resize it. So I want to put the cup closer to the bottom so we can see more of the lid up above as it pops off. And then I'm also going to make it a little bit bigger. Oops. On that dot, make it a little bit bigger, and then move it over to the left so I have more empty space on the right for us to be able to see the lid. So let's check it out. There we go. That's going to be better for me. Now I could also trim it. For example, I know that I don't really want any more than 4 seconds because I want to limit the amount I'm going to be working with. And I'm just going to drag the end there, and you could also drag the beginning if you want to, but if you drag the beginning to trim it, just make sure you drag it over to the left so that you don't have some empty space at the beginning of your video. All right. Once I have it the way I want, I am going to click on Export up here, and now I'm going to give it a title. We'll call this Cup Lid, and I'm going to change the output. All right. I'm not sure what yours will be at, but you want to make sure that it is not at 1080 because notice that the output here is going to be 1920 by 1080. It's going to be quite wide. It's going to have these black bars on the edge. Whereas my source right here is 1080 by 1250. So for me, I want to match that source. So I'm going to say match source. And now you can see it does say 1080 by 1250. All right. Good. Now I'm going to select my location. For me, I'll just put it on my desktop. And we'll click Save. And then I will click on the bottom right, Export. All right. That is how you can crop your video as well as trim it. So if you have any questions, let me know.